Hey guys, Little Luigi here. Welcome to Stellar episode 15.2 with the finale, the last Stellar episode. Today we'll finally see who the best story writer is. Chain Chomp, Brayden, and Lady Molab are left to fight, and their colors are today's Stellar Gradient. The winner of Stellar will get 1,000 Little Luigi points, while the runner-up gets 100. It doesn't feel like I started accepting contestants October 16th last year, but apparently that's the case. I mean, this is only 4 rounds longer than Stellar Season 1. For our final round, in case you have amnesia, our contestants both wrote their own stories, starting with check and starter sentence. All the voters voted on their favorite story of the two, and the one with the most votes will win the season. Unfortunately, this time the finale will not be 30 minutes long. I know how much you guys wanted to spend 30 minutes of your day watching Stellar, but I could not do it. So let's reveal the votes. I'll be revealing them in a random order until all the votes are done being read. Our first voter said they liked Brayden's story better than Molab's, but the next one disagrees and thinks Molab's was better. Our third vote is for Brayden, and our fourth voter thought he had the best story too. The fifth voter voted Molab's story in first. The sixth one had Brayden's story in first. The seventh one had Brayden's story rated the worst out of the two. The eighth vote decided that Brayden wrote the cooler story. The ninth vote said that Brayden's story was the superior one. And that's all the votes. Unfortunately for Molab, Brayden had 6 people like his story, while Molab only had 3 people like their story. I personally would not be able to pick a favorite. I really liked both of them, and you both deserve the top 2, but the people have spoken, and they say that Brayden has the better storytelling skills. So congratulations, Brayden, you win 1,000 Little Luigi points, and regain your position as the #1 Little Luigi fan with over 1,200 Little Luigi points. Molab gets 100 Little Luigi points, which is still a lot, and now has 115. Molab, you get the badge Strong Second, since right now you have the highest percentile out of everyone at around 62%, while Brayden the winner only has a 56% average percentile. Good job getting second. Brayden, your badge is Disagreeable, since how high your standard deviation is, which means the votes on your sentence were mostly varied. You had very controversial sentences. Good job to you two. Now, it's time to give you guys extra badges. If you fit a certain criteria, you got an extra badge. For example, Mouthshock has the slow start badge because he died with a sentence that was after the starter sentence. It was sentence A. Percival has the lame ending extra badge for being eliminated with an ending sentence. Same with the Green Bean. He also gets essay for having the second longest average sentences. Vortex gets disagreeable for having a high average standard deviation. Maxfecto also gets lame ending and disagreeable for dying while ending the story and getting last in his team with an ending. He also had a high average standard deviation. Molab gets the essay badge for having a high average sentence length, and sabotage for swapping places with Mastrock, possibly causing him to be eliminated. Viscerin gets the closer badge for being closer to the end of the story on average. He also gets agreeable for having a low average standard deviation. Ender Brian and Toolbox Toast get miscommunication together for dying as buddies together. Ender Brian also gets slow start for being eliminated having a starter sentence. Toolbox Toast got rock bottom for dying with a percentile of 8.82%. He also has the closer for being closer to the end of stories on average. Side got lame ending for being eliminated while ending a story, and the closer for being closer to the end of stories. Brayden got ultimate survivor for being the last newbie to survive Stellar. Chalkin got honorable death for dying with a percentile of 73.47%, which was very close to second and first place. Toffee Toru got rock bottom for being eliminated with a percentile of 8.8%. Lizard got lame ending and agreeable for having low standard deviations and being eliminated for writing a lame ending. Lastly, Clorox Steve also got agreeable for having a low standard deviation throughout the competition. That leaves us with the rest of the stats. Our fastest sentence submitter was Silent Nope, Percival Von Dragon, and a Green Bean Casserole. 2 of them made it very far in the competition, while Silent Nope was eliminated a bit earlier. Our slowest were Zap, taking 3 days on average, War Bunny, who took 2 days on average, and Toffee Toru, who took 1.6 days on average. Their placements in the competition varied, so does speed even really matter? I don't think so, because most of it was because you were offline when I asked for a sentence. Molubchakin and Max Fecto have the highest average percentile, while Brayden is down at 5th highest average percentile. O Ender and Cloric Steve had the most inconsistent percentiles, while Vortex, Zerolek, and Silent Nope were more consistent. We already know who has the highest and lowest standard deviation, but who has the most inconsistent standard deviation? That would be a Green Bean Casserole, Chain Chomp Brayden, and Max Fecto. Toffee Toru, Angel Not Assassin, and Silent Nope had the most consistent standard deviation. Tofi Turu, Darist, and Vortex had the shortest sentences, and they were eliminated early, so it seems keeping your sentences longer helped you. Psy, Greenbean, and Max had the most inconsistent lengths in their sentences, and they went far. Meanwhile, Lizard, Taffy, Taru, and Darist had the most consistent lengths. O, Mouseshock, and Ender were closer to the start of stories on average, but O, War, Bunny, and Marble were the most inconsistent in where they were placed in the stories. Darist, Viscerin, and Silent Nope were consistent in that, though. That's all the stats, and now it's time to end the episode. Just kidding, there's a minute and a half left in the video. Bye!